Oh, te Lida. Oh, te Lida.
That's not how it goes.
How does it go then?
¿Dónde están esos amigos que me decían? That's how it goes.
¿Dónde están esos amigos?
Next, the chaval de la trompeta. Whoa. Anyway.
It's trending. Believe it or not, it is trending. Hey, is Jacinto in there?
Yes.
Send him the video.
I will send him the video. ¿Dónde están esos amigos que me decían? Share. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, it has been sent. Now, did you want me to review?
Yes, unfortunately, you're gonna have to do the heavy lifting tonight.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me stop the share for a second.
I mean everything.
I got it. Huh?
When I say the heavy lifting, I mean everything.
That's kind of abusive.
I'm just being
I even did double duty this morning. That's kind of not fair.
Honest. I'll make up for it on Tuesday, Wednesday.
I don't see you. I don't be working you overtime.
I will make up for it Tuesday.
Because I already had to work at noon and at 1 o'clock watching some crazy Riviano.
I will make up for it for Tuesday and Wednesday.
I don't know about this.
You won't have to bring any chestnuts.
I don't know about this so-called.
You hear what I said? Someone said you won't have to bring any chestnuts.
Make it to 1,000.
Someone said you won't.
No commentary on that.
All right, we get distracted. Let's do our review.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, of the grand jury of Massachusetts, here we have the market for today. As you can see, we had a little bit of mix here, but for the most part, you can see some green, 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 green. Mrs. Green's favorite color. The Dow Jones, $1.50 up. S&P, $1.20. NASDAQ, also about $1.20. Overall, a very, very productive and positive day. The Russell 2K, close to $1%. The VIX, as you can see, has been cray-cray every single day, just been going up or down like cray-cray, negative 7.115%, which is a lot. This is a lot of volatility. People are kind of scared one way or the other. So we will still keep an eye on the VIX. So far, for tomorrow, the pre-market, it's looking like negativo, but you know, it has to do a little pullback because today was such a positive day. And that's it for the review in terms of the market. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the winners of the day are Peloton, 4.63%. Sorry, I meant to say 7.66%. It had a beautiful day today. As you can see, if you follow the stock, and you got it at the beginning of the day, and pretty much
I'm still holding on to that caca, by the way.
yeah, so this was a good day for you. If you had it, if you had bought it at the beginning of the day or even at 10:30 and let it ride up this wave, you would have done magnificent. Sam, wow, second place. No commentary on this, but let's look at Piton. It's still trending down. It's doing a little like, skydive up today, but we shall see. This is bound to be squozen, especially in 2 days or 3 is going to be squozen. It could be squoze up like crazy up, maybe to fill this gap, or it could dump, it could be the dumpster's fire and this could be $1. But let's hope for that squeeze in the next 2 days. So Dickey had a beautiful day today, 4.20% up, pretty much in line with Piton. If you got it around, 10 o'clock, even 10:30 or so and wrote it up, you would have done very well. On the daily candle here, it's still kind of trending downward. If you look at this wave, it's just been going down. Not good for Dickey. But it did have bad earnings due to what they call what do they call it when the people are stealing stuff? Shrinkage. But we shall see if that's the real case. Dashi 3.99%. Haven't traded this in a minute. Also kind of just scooting down every day. It's gonna have earnings soon. It's still losing dinero, so we shall see if it has better days. Coin, this has been ripping. The last couple of, oh no, actually that's wrong. The last 4 days it has been trending down. It did go back up here to this 89.38 and 4 days in a row down, and it did a little, like I would say, kind of flattish candle today. Let's see on that minute chat. So yeah, it was kind of very volatile, if you ask me. Up, down, it did a McDonald's, then it did a little W over here. It was very volatile at the beginning of the day. But if you got it at 1:30 going long, you would have ended well. Amazon. So it had earnings, I believe, on Friday. Let's look at daily for a second first. And you can see, or this is Thursday, after in earnings, it has gapped up because this company doesn't really lose that much dinero, makes billions of dollars, gapped up, and it's been going up ever since. I can still see, I can see a little trend. I think it's going to continue and it's going to get back up here to where it was. So that's just my prediction, no investment advice. But no matter what, if you get this company, you can't go wrong anyway. So here you go. If you got it here at the beginning of the day when it went down and just, wrote it up, at the end of the day, it was just very flat, but, it did a lot of work to get there. So, if you got it here at the beginning of the day, and it pretty much stayed flat even in the post market. Oh, our beautiful Nikete friend. So let's look at Nikete and the minute candle. Oh, this one was the best one I've seen. So this was a beautiful trend today. If you followed it, basically you just bought it at the beginning and basically rode VWAP up. You would have just laid back on a lazy boy and just watch it all day long until you sold it at the end of the day if you're a day trader. So this is a perfect example of how a beautiful long, if you get it at the beginning of the day and just watch it all day, not doing anything. So yes, Nikete after earnings has been consistently going up. It did a little pullback, the last 4 days, but it looks like this was a very eventful candle up, and I can see this moving forward, getting at least to this 110 level for the Christmas Santa Claus rally. Uber, same story as Dash, basically. Let's see what it does. For earnings, it's still losing dinero, but or yeah, let me see if it's still losing. No, it's not losing. The last time it wasn't losing dinero, so we shall see if it continues on this trend of making money. But yes, okay, Nikete. So that was it. Netflix 3%. Yeah, after the earnings, it's just been hovering around this 400 to 410 range. We shall see if it picks up. Like I said, in the Santa Claus rally, it is above the 50, it is above the 200. You know, it was beaten down a lot and it did a big sky jump up. So we shall see if it gets back to this range 445, which would be about $35 per share. Wayfee, not a fan of you right now going up, but still thank you. It hasn't been, you know, it was worse before. Macy's, thanks for jumping up a little bit today. It doesn't look good, but it is trending up, stepping up, and hopefully it continues that way, especially for the Santa Claus rally. Americana, you can kind of say it's been flat the last couple of 6 days. Hopefully it gets a big jump up for the Thanksgiving crazy travel day. We shall see if that happens, and if it does, we can KAT out of that. Let's look at the minute real quick. Kind of a little volatile at the beginning, but yeah, overall it did good. Like you said, if you get at the beginning and just wrote it up, but if you happen to get it also here at the last, you know, at the end of the day, you would have done a great job. Microsoft, softy baby. Wow, the action was at the beginning, I would say. If you got it here and then just waited it out for the first 30 minutes in KAT, you could have wrote it down, because it was mostly flat, you know, between here and here. I would say it's 11 o'clock to 1:30. Then if you decided to go long, not a bad play, but still it was kind of flat. It didn't move that much, but the action was here at the beginning of the day. Let's look at the daily. It's been doing a little wave here, a little wave action of down, up, down, and back up here. This could be a potential area that it gets back to, maybe even bounce a little bit higher if there is a Santa Claus rally, but we still have to see if that shall happen. According to some folks, aka Michael Nas, that may be the case. I have a little short video that he has recommended on uranium, which I may disclose at the end of this short synopsis or the synopsis. Bank of America, again, doing well. Everything was green today, so you will see everything green. It's still going down, the trend. You can see it stepping down, stepping down. I suggest to wait to 25. It's probably going to get there at some point. So just wait. And if you don't want to pay 25 bucks, just head over to EBC, which I will show next. EBC, because we're in the banks. Somebody's favorite Stoka, Accione. So I guess the action was at the beginning of the day. It was very, this is kind of choppy, but it's still kind of, let's see, look at the daily. It's still heading down. So yeah, wait till 10. Wait till 10, guys, and you can get lots of shares. And then when it breaks out, you can make some dinero. Googly. So googly is starting to curve up. It's still below the 50 though. They've been trying to dumb this down. I didn't think the earnings were that bad. So just, you know, be on the lookout, because this thing could turn around and pop back to 140. It is Google. So let's look at the minute chart. Yeah, very similar to Softy, where the majority of the action was at the beginning of the day for the tech stocks. Then then you could have shorted it, got back in it. And even here at the end of the day, it kind of stayed flat. But yeah, the action was at the beginning of the day, I would say. Home Depot. Wow, this was a beautiful long. If you got this, even here at the beginning of the day, and waited it out, it was just, very good Home Depot. But let's see how it's doing at an overall trend. It looks like it's picking up. It did touch our area, 275. We missed it on Friday, I guess. It could start heading back up a little bit, but it is the winter, so don't, just see if it gets back down here, or even below. It's because it is the winter time. A lot of people don't make renovations and stuff, but they may get some snow machines. Meta, meta. Um, Meta, I basically broke even on this. I was trying to test it out. I should have sold it here, but I didn't because I was paying attention to some other caca. But Meta, I'm kind of glad I sold it here because I would have been losing money anyway. So good for me in a way. Um, it's still above 300. Somebody would like to short this, so it's in the range area. I think the good area to short it is between 313 and this 330. So be on the lookout. But we are gonna see what the tech stocks do for their Santa Claus rally. Taco, a $1.80 up. It's hovering around here. Let's see how it did today on the earnings. Yo, doesn't even want to show it up. I guess it doesn't want to. It's not working. Okay, I guess we'll skip that. Um, so this went down, so you would have shorted it, went dramatically down, then it picked up and it surpassed, it almost got back to itself again. So you could have if you went long on this here, you pretty much, maybe could have made your money back. Visa, we'll skip that. McDonald's had earnings today. And I believe the earnings were good as always. People are eating junk food. There's no stopping this machine. And it surpassed it by 12.72%, 502 million. Like I said before, maybe we missed the vote or whatever, but we'll just wait. We rather get a good price. It could come back down. Who knows? It could go back up. But you can't go wrong on this. You can't go wrong. Looks like it was, very dramatic flow down, tricking people to get out, blah, 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 choppy, and then it went back up. I'm going to skip Target, Dollar Tree. Let's go look at Dollar Tree. Michael Knotts was raving about this. And he was right for the most part today, but everything was green today, so you couldn't go wrong. Looks like it went down and it was kind of choppy up for the first half of the dia. Then it kind of flattened out and then it went back down and then it picked right back up for the little rally at the end of the day. This is something to take in mind of because it has been beaten down. It looks like it's starting to pick back up and it could go back up and maybe potentially fill this gap for the Santa Claus rally. Boeing, no commentary on this, but it's just been going down and I think it's going to continue to go down. Look at the earnings on this. It's just awful and they need to get their act together, it looks like. Let's look at the historical aspect of this for a second. So the next area, if it continues to go down, is down here, basically. There's a little area down here. So let's see if it crushes this. And then the next area that we have for possible support is down here at that 135 or whatever area that we have marked down. So yeah, this company is not being well managed at the moment. Okay, so that's Boeing for you. We'll skip CRM. Caro, let's look at Caro for a second. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It looks like it's reaching this bottom. It might start to pick up. This could be a potential long because every time it bounces here, every time it gets around here, it does bounce up. So, but it has earnings mañana. Oh yeah, so Pasado mañana, it has earnings. We shall observe and see what happens with Caro. NVIDIA, I'll skip. DraftKings, 26.97. AZO, Open. Let's look at Open here for a sec. Still trending down. I'm not surprised. And even though everything was kind of green, it was mostly going down. So this tells you all you need to know. You could basically just jump on this now because it's going to continue to go down. I mean, everything was up and this thing just went down. I mean, it picked up at the end of the day, but that's because the market was driving it. But, you can see that the percentage compared to other folks, it was just like, yeah, it moved because the market made it move. Manzana, not looking good at the moment. It's been kind of beat down. It has earnings on Thursday, I believe. So this is going to be one of those stocks that's going to be very watched. And we shall see if it brings the market down or if it brings the market up. A lot of eyes are going to be on the Manzana. Lucid will skip, Intel will skip, XOM, let's take a look at that. It had a very flat day, flat candle, but still the trend is going down. Earnings were positive. And the war with Hamas has been making this very quite volatile. I think it's still going to continue to go down. It might even get to this area of 100. Freshie pat. Ooh. So Fresh Pat has been bouncing up, not doing good, but the trend is still down. I have faith that it will get to 50 at some point and just break down from there. AMD, it's been trending down. It's hovering around this 96 area. We shall see if it breaks down even further. The chips have been doing that well lately. Let's look at the minute chart. So very volatile at the beginning of the day. The first couple of minutes were very, very kind of trying to consolidate. Then it jumped up. Then it jumped down. Stayed. Yeah, for the most part, I would say it was stayed down here for most of the day. Then it picked up because of the market, and then it scooted back down. EBC, as we had mentioned before, just wait for the precio. You will get it. ASML is on hard buy for those of you who like this expensive stock. Vana. Oh, Vana. Carvana. I have an order in here that I forgot. This thing was just going down. I'm glad I got this. It leveled out some of the things that I had. I like buying the stock. If it pops up to 28, I'll just get some more. Tesla. Let's look at Tesla.
Man, you were moving it with the Vana today.
Carvana. I had this from Friday, ma'am.
No, but you were actively trading it today is what I'm saying.
Yes, I was watching it, selling it, but and it saved a little bit of my life. I did lose a little bit of dinero, but thanks to my insistence of buying the stock over and over again, it did help me out. Thank you, Carvana, for being my friend.
Yeah,
As you can see,
I
I'm
didn't
gonna.
into Vana like that.
I always have like Vana, you know this. I'm gonna get some more again tomorrow. I always get, even if it's 25 shares, I just always get it.
I didn't know Vana was a part of your agenda for the day, dear. That's all.
I told you that I have Vana and that it saved a little bit of my life. If you short a Tesla and have been shorting Tesla, congratulations to you, my friend.
Please,
I think it's gonna
just say that. Just say a freaking Rivian. If you whoever
I'm
shorted
in
Rivian.
Tesla right now. Can you let me talk about Tesla and then we'll talk about
Let me shut up and go back
thank
to
you.
Fuego.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. I said, I'm looking at Tesla. And if you shorted Tesla the last couple of days, and also been shorting Rivian, Lucid, and Fisker, any EV name that you can think of, you've been doing exceptionally well. And honestly, I think it's going to get down here. This is the level of support. So just keep shorting it until it's not a short. So I would suggest you get some Rivian too, or Lucid. Lucid's even cheaper than Rivian, and it's support Korea, in my opinion. Not investment advice. But Rivian is not on hard buy, and it is a little bit more expensive, but it will move more than Lucid. Yeah, but if you want to take a choppity chop action, then get into Tesla because you will make about $10 a dia. And but that's just my opinion, not investment advice.
Is the
How do you say
short
advice in Spanish? How do you say advice? Recomendación.
I was gonna
That's
say
recommendation.
VCO.
Huh?
At VCO.
That's not it. Can you ask Mr. Perez, our translator? All right, I'm done.
It's gone.
Obviously, the losers were the EVs. I have a couple of articles potentially, but I do have Mr. Nas on uranium, so you can vote if you rather. This is like a less than a minute video, and then we can jump into a potential.
I just have one thing to say, consejo.
Consejo. Oh, yes, consejo. Consejo. No, advice. Yes, it is a consejo. Yes. But there's another word. There's another word too. Ma'am, what would you like to do? Would you like to listen to Michael Nas, or would you want to jump into an artículo?
How long is Michael Nas?
You want to do Michael Nas?
No, how long is he?
It's like 10 seconds.
Oh yeah, of course. So let's do Michael Nas.
Can you hear it?
No.
Okay, hold on. I have to.
It doesn't look like it's playing. It's playing.
Hold on a second, ma'am. I have to share the sound.
Just get into it here. Not much from the ETF.
Let it
Gap down,
okay.
Rallied to close the gap a little bit. Really a do-nothing day. But I was looking at these things. So I was on Trader TV this morning talking about how I liked the uranium play. And then when I went into UEC, which is the main one I'm watching, and noticed this breaking out throughout the day. So I did buy a little bit of this, full disclosure. But what's interesting is that this moved potentially before uranium. So if uranium is going to catch up and move as well, we could have a little bit of a breakout here in URA. As always, if you want more of this content, make sure you're signing up for the email list over at statsedgetrading.com. I send an email pretty much every day with my thoughts on the market, little videos like this, access to my watch list. So head over to statsedgetrading.com and I'll see you there. Hello everyone and welcome to the Stats Edge Trading Market Minute. We're going to talk about uranium today, so let's just get into it here. Not much from the ETF. Gap down, rallied to close the gap a little bit. Really a do-nothing day. But I was looking at these things. So I was on Trader TV this morning talking about how I liked the uranium play. And then when I went into UEC, which is the main one I'm watching, and noticed this breaking out throughout the day. So I did buy a little bit of this, full disclosure. But what's interesting is that this moved potentially before uranium. So if uranium is going to catch up and move as well, we could have a little bit of a breakout here in URA.
You know.
As always, if you want more of this content, make sure you're signing up for the email list over at statsedgetrading.com.
Hold on,
I
I'm
send
listening
an email
to
pretty much every day.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
What is uranium? What type of company? What is this company?
It's a commodity, I believe.
Oh, so it is actual uranium. Okay.
I believe so. I will look it up, but I believe so, ma'am. Let me look it up.
Yes, I just didn't know, like, I thought it was a company or something like that. Okay.
ETF. It's an ETF, but it is uranium.
Okay.
Okay. It's it's a commodity, right? Okay. I was looking at the Wall Street Journal. I still believe I can access some of this stuff. If anything catches your eye, why are we dancing over here?
I'm not dancing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, let's see what Miss Green.
Do the dirty bird. Do the dirty bird. Do
He's
the
doing
dirty
the.
bird.
Can you do the what do you call the floss? He's doing the floss.
Yeah, that's
Man,
all you gotta do is wiggle.
does anything catch your eye here, or do you want to look at the Bloomberg? Let's see if something catches and pops your eye.
What if it catches and pops your eye?
Yes,
We got
we're
deals.
both looking at it. Just let me know if you want to see something.
All right.
Because sometimes my interests are different than yours.
Why is gold more than just a safe haven?
Okay, you got it. Let's see how long this biz notch is. It might cut me off though.
Yeah, if it's too long, heck, who cares? We won't do it.
Oh, let's see. It looks like I have to read it, man.
Dun dun
Oh,
dun.
it's not that long. The risks ahead for gold in high rate environment. Gold will continue to show strength in the face of U.S. rate hikes, rising expectations for soft landing, and heightened geopolitical risk, according to Joseph Stephans, head of trading at Precious Metals House MKS PAMP. While the Federal Reserve's higher for longer narrative is depressing prices, the precious metal has remained surprisingly resilient as governments around the world continue to accumulate amid growing economic and political risks. Most assets are impacted by the Fed and its path in terms of whether it is looking to hike or aggressively hike in the foreseeable future, and gold is no exception, Stefan said, responding to a question from Jin Henning, CME Group Global Head of Metals, about how U.S. monetary policy will impact bullion. His remarks come as part of an open markets exchange of ideas panel. The interview took place following CME Group's annual precious metals dinner in New York City in September. Despite the growing specter of higher benchmark rates and a strong U.S. economy, gold prices hovering about 18 grand an ounce in the early October haven't fallen as far as some might have expected and could be buoyed by nations' desires to hoard it based on their economic situation. It may be benefiting from concerns around lingering recessionary and geopolitical risks such as Russia-Ukraine war and fragile U.S.-China relations. Gold is a global investment asset. There are very different economic scenarios across countries around the world, Stefan says. So while it makes sense to cut allocations in the US and North America, the opposite is true in a lot of other countries where it makes sense to add gold to portfolios. Asked what a US soft landing or recession will mean for gold, Stefan stressed strong demand could continue to lift prices. 6 months ago, we were in a very dark period in terms of where we thought the US and other countries were heading. Now we are predicting a much softer landing, which takes away some of gold's safe haven status, Stefan remarked. But gold has become much more than a safe haven. People are buying it for other reasons, such as diversify away from local currencies or offset economic uncertainties in their countries or regions. So while a soft landing scenario is not necessarily a bullish catalyst for gold, I don't think it's a bearish, as most of the market will lead you to believe. U.S. strength. Hennig highlighted the United States stronger than expected economic performance and how that has boosted the dollar while treasury yields remain high, a heady cocktail that could affect gold and other precious metal prices in the long term. While agreeing the dollar should remain high amid the backdrop, Stefan noted that the Washington's rising financial costs threaten to undermine its debt profile, thus prompting some governments to accumulate gold in lieu of treasuries. Some countries who are traditional buyers of U.S. debt are now diversifying into other things like gold, Stefan noted. adding that this trend could provide a long-term headwind against the greenback and support gold. When I look at the next 3 to 7 and 10 years, this is something that could play out in gold's favor. Tan, tan, tan.
All right. And the world is in chaos and gold is going to flourish. Good to know. Which makes sense anyway.
Okay, let's look at see something else catches our attention. Let's go to Bloomberg for a second. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. Okay, so Japan's bond yield rises to decade high before Bank of Japan markets wrap. Profit cut signals bad. Do you want to hear this? Profit cut signal more bad news for the S&P 500 after October slump.
Not
Oil edges higher after plunge with Midwest was demand focus. Ford scores second credit upgrade, this time from S&P. Clothing makers find it hard to break with China's supply chain. JP Morgan
I wish people
says,
would go back to making their own clothes and like getting custom clothing made.
please, nigga, people are not gonna do that.
I'm just saying, I wish people would.
Yes, in your dreamland.
I know it's never gonna happen.
This would be ideal because everything will be custom made, and you know you don't have to be like dependent
And it
on.
would be much better quality. Like people would
Of course, it would. It would be 10,000 times better, and it would fit.
It being like kind of like a dish rag.
Yes, ma'am. Hey,
in the
this
trash.
is not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen anytime soon.
I know.
Just letting you know. And
I
if you
know.
want custom made clothes, you can always pay. You know.
No, but
Instead of-
people would have to get out of this mentality of let me buy dish rag clothing and just toss it.
Let's just put it this way. People like wearing dish rag.
Yeah. I don't know, but I don't think that
people love it because they're like nowadays, they think, going outside in their pajamas and freaking Lululemon clothes and workout clothes is fashion.
I'm not talking about it. I'm talking about the fact that the clothing we buy, whether it's from Walmart, JCPenney, Macy's, him and her, whatever, is all dish rag clothing. Okay? And
of course it
that
is.
we would have much better quality and pay basically the same price, if not cheaper, honestly, because we wouldn't have to buy so much throwaway clothing. We buy so much clothing because the quality of it sucks, first of all, okay? And
you say that again.
Even the material, like how they done research how jeans used to be like so much more like thicker, like the denim and stuff like that, and the way it was sewn, and now it's just like everything's like a piece of paper.
Yes, and you have and everything, so you can throw it out after you wash it 2 times.
Yeah, and you can't even wash it. You wash something, and it becomes like a lint ball, or it becomes like shrink. Like it's just so like weird. Like the quality of
it's a porqueria. It's a porqueria.
Yeah.
That's the definition of porqueria, and it's like the same ways as cars. And anything else. It's like, a refrigerator we used to last 25 years now only lasts 5 years because that's what they want. So you can buy it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hear about this California slashes tax revenue or anything else that catches your attention?
You have a minute and 18 seconds. Whatever.
Ford? JP Morgan says earnings estimate are divorced from risk.
You can say that again. JP Morgan's right, but we already knew that.
SolarWinds business powers are.
So I thought Ford did well on its earnings. Didn't it?
Let's see. Let's just read real quick.
But it went down or something,
right? Yes, it did. Ford Motor. Oh, we can listen to it. Oh, but we got less than a minute.
That's fine.
Ford
It'll get
scores
done.
second credit upgrade, this time from S&P. Ford Motor Company has received its second credit upgrade, marking the automaker's return to investment grade status after its downgrade to junk in 2020. S&P Global Ratings raised the Dearborn, Michigan-based company's rating to BBB from BB+, the ratings firm said in a release Monday. The credit grader said the company's margins will likely exceed expectations as part of the upgrade. S&P's move follows a boost to investment grade by Fitch Ratings in September. Two